It's crazy. This is only 300 bucks, and then you have hundreds of world-class drums at your fingertips. Hey guys, my name is David DeMuzio, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Asmuse electronic drum kit. Electronic drum kits have always really interested me because these days, with all of the different plug-in options that we have available, just the things that come stock in most digital audio workstations like Logic, which I'm going to demonstrate, you have hundreds of world-class drums available to you in an instant with an electronic drum kit. And so I've always really been interested in that ability and the fact that, hey, most of us don't have a place that we can record live drums. I actually do. I have a beautiful live drum kit right in there, and yet still I wanted an electronic drum kit. And why is that? Well, editing is way more convenient, and I am not a great drummer at all. I think it's really important to learn the drums no matter what instrument you play though. So I've worked on learning the drums, and I think it's really improved all of the other instruments that I play. I got this Asmuse electronic drum kit, and there were a few things that I was worried about. I bought an electronic drum kit from Alesis a few years ago, and there were two things in particular that I really didn't like about it, and I was worried that that might be the same case with this drum set. To give away the ending, it fortunately was not the case, but those two things that kind of frustrated me were, one, the kick. The kick just seemed to be much softer than all of the other drum sounds and didn't really seem very accurate and balanced with the rest of the drum sounds. And the other thing was the hi-hat also just was very finicky, and nobody likes a finicky hi-hat that doesn't really work all the time. But I also had issues with the hi-hat. So the kick and the hi-hat were kind of disappointing. It's really nice to have things be plug and play, to just plug it in, plug your USB in, and then start recording drums. But with the Alesis kit, I had to change the MIDI programming within the Logic drummer in order for the different things to be what they were within Logic drummer. So when I would hit the crash, for instance, I think it was like the ride would play, and when I hit the tom, the crash would play, and so it was a little bit mixed up. Now, it didn't take too much work to change that, but it's always really nice if everything's kind of programmed the way that you want it. So many people use Logic that I think it's logical, pun intended, to set things up so that it is really plug and play. So when I set up this Asmuse electronic drum kit, right away, everything was exactly where it was supposed to be. The hi-hat, the snare, toms, ride, and crash. All where they're supposed to be. The other things that were really cool about this is that the kick doesn't have this little kind of slapping kick thing. So on the Alesis one, I really didn't like that. There were kind of, like, the kick was more like a normal kick. You kicked the little button, or you press down with your foot, and then a little thing would slap against a sort of beater or a little, like a drum head. You know, with a normal kick, well, it needs to do that, right? It needs to slap against a drum head. But with this one, it just sort of made for more pieces, and that was always tricky, and sort of, it didn't work on the floor very well. It was hard to sort of like lock down. But with this kick right here, there's no extra pieces. You literally just step on a little pedal and you get a kick sound, which is awesome. And so the same thing with a hi-hat. You just stepped on the hi-hat on the left and you get the hi-hat sound. So that was fantastic. So I'll just show you kind of some sounds just that are stock within Logic Drummer, and I'll change through a few different kits. I think it's important for you to quickly hear how many world-class sounds you can really get. And then within this Asmuse electronic kit, there's also tons of sounds within that, and we'll talk about some more of the features here. A couple other cool things about this. So it plugs right in USB, which I think is, to me, is the most convenient way, or the way that I wanted to use it. Just a USB cord right into the computer, boom, everything's working. But then also it's got a headphone output that you can just, you want to practice in your bedroom, you don't have a computer, you can literally just plug it into the wall, you got power, put in your headphones, and boom, you're off to practicing the drums. So that's fantastic. There are a bunch of built-in sounds that sound really good, come standard here. And you've also got a metronome, and you can change the metronome time to whatever time you want to practice. So you don't need a computer, you can just set this up anywhere and you can start drumming. And I really found that this drum set is extremely responsive. There are no notes that I play that aren't picking up in real time. All the little accents are totally picking up. Yeah, this is just fantastic. I really find that this is picking up really well. It's super fun to play. It's only $2.99 on Amazon. It's very inexpensive. It's crazy. This is only 300 bucks, and then you have hundreds of world-class drums at your fingertips. This is all you need.